Hey guys, Moldran here. Today I wanna discuss one of the most interesting questions in Diablo 3 right now. If you have a Nephalem Rift or let's say a Torment 6 Rift, what is better? To clear the Rift completely and then go out, or to like just clear the Rift Guardian, kill the Guardian, collect the blood shards and exit the Rift and proceed to a new one. Now, in order to analyze this, I did some calculations again. And I took different examples, but I'm just going to take some time to explain, but I'll try to be as precise and as understandable as possible. Now, first you have an average group and a speed group. And the first thing that matters is to determine what's better is how long does it take each? Like how long does it take on average to kill the Guardian? And how long does it take on average to clear the Rift? And I made two examples. For example, the first example is an average group. They can clear the Guardian after, let's say, 3 minutes 20 seconds and clear the full Rift in, on average, 7 minutes 45. Now, to get the exact values, you would have to run like a decent number of rifts, let's say 20, 30 rifts in a row, and always calculate how long it takes. Mine are just like rough estimates of what could be real and so on. And the speed group, of course, is much faster in both areas. And the next thing you can calculate easily is the rifts per hour. I mean, if one rift takes 3 minutes 20 seconds, you can calculate the rift per hour, which is, of course, includes the 30-second additional for closing it. And with that, you can get, for example, if you take 3 minutes to kill the Guardian and 7 minutes to clear the rift, you can do almost like twice as many rifts per hour if you close it direct after the Guardian. Now, then the other thing is, like, what's the downtime? And this is like a critical point because every time you close a rift, there's a 30-second downtime. But the thing is, first this is going to be removed with the next patch. On the PTR, there's already no downtime anymore. So if you close a rift, there's not going to be like the 30-second delay. And right now, like what people were also wondering was, Moldran, like in one of your videos, in highlights videos, you just like get the Guardian, then you closed the rift, and then it went back and missed some legendaries or had a chance to miss legendaries. And the thing is, you can reduce the 30-second downtime to 0 after clearing the Guardian, but just going back. Like you close the rift and you go back and try to maximize the 30-second possible. I mean, sure, sometimes like if a legendary drops in the last 1 or 2 seconds, maybe you're gonna miss it. But I think on average you're gonna pick up a lot of legendaries in those 30 seconds, and it's better than just sitting in town doing nothing. But that's another story. The next important metric here is the blood shards per hour. And of course you can get a lot more blood shards if you do more rifts, which means if you only kill the Guardian. For example, in this example, you can see in the average group, if you only clear the Guardian, you get twice as many blood shards. However, there's really a difference to the other group. In the speed group, you only get, let's say, around 1.5 times more blood shards. So you can see the difference is not as significant anymore. Then we have time for bounties, and bounties are also important because in order to like open those rifts, you need to like do bounties. And where do you need to do more bounties and get more rift keystones? Well, of course, when you only clear the Guardian, because then you have more rifts per hour, so you need to farm more bounties to get those keys. I calculated this time with simple calculation. I mean, you get 6 keys per bounty. So, for example, if you do like 1 bounty, you actually get 4 or 5 for each bounty, and then you get I think 2 for the cash, so it's actually 6 or 7, I don't know. It depends on the act really and how many bounties there are, but yeah, and then you multiply it times 5. And then you get the time for the bounties that you need, and of course this time now the time for if you only kill a Guardian are higher. And that's really interesting because after you have calculated the time for the bounties, you need to calculate, okay, what happens now if you include the downtime? What happens if you include those 30 minutes for the bounties plus the normal downtime from the 30 seconds after each rift close? And then you can see actually the difference gets a lot smaller. Now it's not twice as many, now it's more like I think 1.7 times. And you can see now in the speed group, you almost get the same amount of shards. You almost get the same amount of shards if you like sit the 30 seconds in town every time. Because you have to spend a lot more time on bounties, and you also have to sit 4 minutes more in town, while the other group is already like clearing rifts again. Or clearing full rifts, so they have less downtime per hour. But with the new changes on the PTR that there's no 30-second downtime anymore, this of course goes back, because that means that this here is going to be the same. In both cases it's going to be 0. And this means that again there's going to be like a big lead for killing the Guardian in terms of like how many blood shards you get. Then also interesting is, okay, now you know, okay, you get more blood shards, even like considering the bounty time and everything, if you only clear the Guardian. So that's one important thing. But then again, what happens? If you only clear the Guardian, you spend more time in bounties compared to like just doing full rift clears. So you spend more time in bounties, and that might be like bad time investment, because let's say you already have a Granduring, you already have a Pride Swall, you already have everything you want from bounties, and you want to like minimize the bounty time. And to minimize the time spent in bounties or for bounties, you have to like clear full rifts. And you can also see the number of rifts. I mean, you can do more rifts, twice as many in the average group, and almost like 1.5 times more in the speed group. But you also see like the speed group, like when they kill the Guardian, they already spend 20 minutes per hour on bounties, and that's 20 minutes with like less legendaries per minute pretty much, because of course you get more legendaries in Torment 6 Swift than outside because of the legendary boost and everything. And maybe doing bounties, for example, might feel boring to you. Maybe you're like, okay, I don't want to do so many bounties. I'd rather just use my keys that I farm, or the rift keystones, like as efficient as possible, and like do a full rift clear. Now, in order to like sum up all these numbers and all the information, I made a few key points here. And first is like total time investment. This already includes like the PTR, that with like where the 30-second closing time is removed. The total time investment is always like gonna be the time to complete bounties plus the time to complete rift. And that's the first thing. The second thing is the output. Like, what do you get after or for doing this? Well, you get loot from bounties, so you get the caches and everything. Then you get loot from doing the Torment 6 Rift, then you get Rift Guardian loot, then you get blood shards, and you also get greater Rift keys. Of course, you get more greater Rift keys again if you only kill the Guardian. That's another nice side effect. If you still need some greater Rift keys, or you want to progress a lot, or you want to experience farm a lot, then only killing the Guardian is also beneficial. But ultimately it comes down to exactly those two things here. It's a trade-off, and the instant clear. So if you only kill the Guardian and then move directly away, or if you exit directly, close the rift and do another one, Guardian, exit, new one, Guardian, exit, and so on. This is the best way for getting specific items that can be gambled pretty well at Kadala, because this is the way that maximizes your blood shards in several ways. I mean, first you get more blood shards per hour doing that strategy, and second you get more greater rift keystones, which you can then turn into like even more blood shards doing greater rifts. And that's, for example, useful. For example, let's say you want to gamble a piece like, let's say, Ancient Marauder Shoulders or Ancient Rico Helm, because those are the last pieces of a full set that you need Ancient. So like items that can be gambled should be used with that method. Even if you're, let's say 3 Marauder pieces and you want the 4th one and 5th one, even then I would suggest this method of doing instant clears. And of course it gets much better like the slower your group is. Like if you have a non-optimized group for Tournament 6, if you can't just like rush for everything and kill everything immediately, then this is definitely the way to go. Now, when does a full clear better? A full clear gets better the better the clear speed is, because if you only spend like 3 minutes in Rift, or if you are so fast you can just completely rush through everything with like, let's say, a full Barbarian group or sprint or whatever, then it's better to like just finish it, because then you don't just want to like do 1 or 2 minutes to the Guardian and then leave. Then you can also like add 1 or 2 more minutes and clear it fully. And it's also better for like hard to gamble items. Now there's certain items that have a really low chance to be gambled, for example an Ancient Furnace, because you can't gamble for the specific type of weapons explicitly. Same is like for SOJ and Unity, the chance to like gamble such a good ring is really small, and also like it's a worse investment for blood shards, because gambling a ring costs 50, whereas like gambling a normal item only costs 25 shards. So those are like items you'd rather like find yourself, and the best way to get most legendaries per hour is doing the full rift clears. So I mean, even there you have to calculate, okay, how much impact does a Rift Guardian have on Torment 6? Is it actually dropping that much more than like just keeping farming the level? But once you like take those things into consideration, you should be able to make a good judgment for yourself. I'm also gonna make this sheet in the description, so you can like enter your own numbers. I mean, the main thing you have to change, or the only thing you have to change, is pretty much minutes and seconds in both. I mean, you need to calculate first, okay, how long does it take to kill the Guard on average, how long does it take to clear the Rift on average, and then you get like all the other numbers like automatically. But yeah, that was my video about this. For me, like myself, like I still don't know, like it really depends on the situation, really depends on what items I'm currently going for with which character, but I think both are very viable ways to play the game, and I think Blizzard did actually a really good job on this topic. They really did a good balance. Like they make it so it's not like there's not like a clear-cut way to completely like get most legendaries per hour. There's now different options, and they're all roughly equal, and all have a little bit like better than this, and something's a little bit better than that. But in the end, it's very interesting, and it was cool to like analyze this and also talk about it. Hopefully you got something out of it. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck in whether you're doing garden rifts or full clears, and hope you have a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. I'll be back.